What's up guys, Matt the Riff Master here. So today we're going to be discussing the essential tools that every guitar player must have. So guys, as guitar players, we all should know by now that guitar is a lot more than just playing guitar. There's a lot more to the guitar than just picking the thing up and playing it. There's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done, a lot of things that need to be done. So I'm going to be taking you through the essential tools that you will need for your guitar. If you didn't know these by now, make a note because you are going to need these tools. So starting out with a pretty obvious, basic, simple one that I thought I would start with, and that is strings. As a guitar player, you need to change your guitar strings. So having a nice backup of strings is always handy. I mean, I've known people that have had guitars and like they still have the strings on for like months. Fair enough, like, well actually no, months is just wrong because it's gonna get dirty, it's gonna die. So yes, you need a backup of strings and don't just keep those old, dank, dirty strings on your guitar. So now going into the next one from this, your strings get dirty, they get old, you've been playing a lot, you've been playing hard, you've been getting sweaty. So what do we think happens then? Huh? Your fingers here, they're working, they're going, you're sweating, and you know, the fretboard is gonna get dirty, okay? And you can't just take old strings off, put new strings on and leave a dirty fretboard because that's just going to be disgusting for one. I mean, just think of all the bacteria and the shit that gets all built up. We've all seen it, you know, we've all done it. We've all done it, that clumpy, dirty shit that builds up on your fretboard. We've all done it, don't deny it, we've all done it. And yeah, that's going to be there. You can't just slap new strings on top of that because A, it will affect the tone because it's all clunky and fucking minging down there. And the new strings are just going to get dirtier even quicker. So it's kind of like a waste putting new strings on a dirty fretboard. Okay, so your fretboard's dirty, so what you're going to need? You're going to need to clean it. Okay, so here are the things that you will need. So, first up, fretboard cleaner. Yes, this is the one that I use, the Dunlop Fingerboard Care Kit. And in this kit, you get fretboard polish. And you also get conditioner, because that one there, something that a lot of people don't really pay attention to or include in their fretboard cleaning. I'm going to put that down. In their fretboard cleaning routine is conditioning, because it's wood. So it needs to be looked after, okay? So by conditioning it, it's going to keep the wood healthy, it's going to keep the wood looking fresh and new. So you're going to have to polish it, you're going to have to condition it, and that's going to get rid of all that dirty build-up of just arse that you get on your fretboard when you've not cleaned it for a while, okay? So fingerboard care kits, I highly recommend the Dunlop one, which is what I use, and it does make your fretboard look sexy. So fretboard's taken care of, fretboard's clean. You also need to keep the body clean. So that's where we go into guitar polish. Okay, so if you've got a lacquered body, a lacquered finish on your guitar, you need guitar polish. And this is the one I use, the Dunlop guitar polish. It's great, it brings the thing up looking shiny and beautiful. But just remember, if you've got a satin finished body on your guitar, do not put polish on it. For the love of arse, do not put polish on a satin finish because it will just completely fuck it. Here's what I do. You know my ESP. You've seen the ESP. It's a satin finish. I just use a t-shirt to get rid of all the fingerprints. Once you start buffering it and cleaning it, those fingerprints just disappear nicely and it looks nice and clean. But just don't put polish on it because it will just leave a stain. I've done that once before. I was clueless. And yeah, I just sprayed it, started wiping, and then I started to wonder, what's this big old stain that's just been left? You know? So yeah, never use polish on a satin body, but use polish for all your gloss finished guitars because you're going to need to keep the bodies clean because you think here, like you're playing, and you start sweating and you start leaving salt rings and residue built up on the body, give it a clean. Look after your guitar. So next up is some tools for those fiddly adjustments that we all have to go through with our guitars. Okay, so starting off with, you know, we all have to deal with the old truss rod adjustments. A lot of people dread it. It's not as hard as it looks. I used to dread it. As soon as somebody would mention, oh, your neck needs to be adjusted, I'd be like, shit, that's it. Let's get a new guitar and then we'll deal with it another time. But it's a lot simpler. So for your neck adjustments, your truss rod adjustments, if you don't know what they are, basically, truss rod adjustments, you loosen or tighten the truss rod, which is a metal rod that's under the fretboard, and it basically either gives you relief on the neck or it brings it up to bow like that. But that could be a completely different video. But truss rod adjustments, you're going to need an Allen key or a hex key, whatever you call it. Most guitars are traditionally like 4mm for the truss rod. It may vary, so get yourself like a nice collection of Allen keys or hex keys, again, whatever you want to call it. I've got dozens of them in my little box, just loads. You get some of them with your guitar when you buy a guitar, so they just build up. But they are essential for your truss rod adjustments. Without one of them, you are not going to make your truss rod adjustments and you're just going to have fucked up guitar neck, and that's never good. So next up for all our adjustments, we are going to need a nice selection of screwdrivers, okay? Screwdrivers from anything from undoing the truss rod cover, because you're not going to be able to make the truss rod adjustment if you can't get the fucking truss rod cover off. So screwdrivers for the truss rod cover. Screwdrivers for, I don't know, take on the back, you got the back plate, if you need to do some changing in there, like changing a battery, if you've got your active pickups in there, or any kind of modifications, you're going to need screwdrivers for that. Also, screwdrivers for pickup height adjustment. To higher and lower your pickups, you need a screwdriver for. If you ain't got one, how are you going to do it? Oh, I almost forgot. One more adjustment that you can make with a hex key is on the locking tail pieces. Have you seen them? Where they lock in with the tiny little Allen key. Don't forget, that's also on there. And raising your bridge as well. That also requires a screwdriver. So get yourself a nice collection of screwdrivers of all sorts, shapes and sizes, and you will be good to go. So next up, we're going to do a 2-in-1, because sometimes with this tool or these tools, you can get 2 in 1 or they come separately. But the 2-in-1 is kind of cool. So that is a string cutter and a string winder. So string cutters, you can use any kind of like wire cutter, I guess, you know, that you find outside in the shed. But buying an actual string cutter is kind of cool. Okay, it just cuts through the string, so when you're restringing and you've got all those flangy bits at the top, all that excess string that's just wanting to take somebody's eye out, boom, string cutter, get rid of them, fucking gone. And also, with some string cutters, you can also have an attached string winder. The one I have is a string cutter and a string winder. 2-in-1, bargain, brilliant. So yeah, string winder obviously is pretty self-explanatory. It winds a string. So you think you've got your strings through the little, what's it called? You know, that bit. You put your strings through the peg and you're winding. You're doing this. You know, you get your 3 wraps around the pole that we aim for, 2 to 3, and you're going like quarter turns to half turns each time. Takes forever, and you've got 6 of them to do. If you've got an 8-string guitar, you've got 8 of them to do, or anything like that. But a string winder, all you have to do is just hook it over the machine head and start cranking it. Just start cranking it, and before you know it, the string's wound up and you're good to go. Ouch. Saves a lot of the arm ache, and it's just practical, and it's kind of fun doing this. I kind of like it. It's probably just me. So string cutter, string winder, more essential tools for your guitar needs. Next up, a guitar tuner. Self-explanatory, don't need to go into that. Everyone needs a guitar tuner. Guitar leads, another one, self-explanatory. We all need leads, we all need a set of leads, we all need backup leads in case a lead dies and you need another one. The leads I use the Ernie Ball guitar leads. Reason being that they're just solid. The thing's absolutely just solid. They're very reassuringly built to just be awesome. And no, I'm not being paid to say that for all of you out there. They're just great guitar leads. They just feel amazing. So having a nice backup of guitar leads is, again, very, very, very essential for all of us guitar players. And now here's one that you may think is not that essential, but you never know when you're going to need it. And that is tape. Okay? You may be thinking, tape. What the fuck do I want tape for? But there's going to be a time in your life when you're going to be doing something and you think, fuck it, I could just tape that, and you ain't got any tape. So get yourself a little roll of duct tape or some kind of tape. One thing that I use tape for, you know, when you're playing, some guitars you hit a note and then you stop it and then you hear that ringing. Yeah, you hit it and then you hear the ring. Basically that's coming from the headstock where the strings are. Get some tape, wrap it around the top of the strings, boom, the ring has gone. You can buy things like a jimmy clip, stuff like that. You can use a hair tie, but I just use tape. So that's why you need tape as well. So get yourself a little roll of tape, because I guarantee some point you are going to need that tape. So guys, there you go. There are a few things, a few tools, big time essential tools that I use for my everyday guitar needs when it comes to repairs, restringing, maintenance, anything like that. They are the tools that I use. If you know of any more that I haven't mentioned, stick it in the comments below so we all can read it and we can discuss and all that cool stuff. And if I missed anything very obvious, just let me know, because I probably did. But I think I covered the basics, the majority of them, a majority of the important things that you are going to need. Guys, comment down below, let me know some gadgets that you have. Maybe you've got some interest in gadgets that, again, people might think, what the hell do you want that for? But it works. So cheers guys, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, come hang out. And I think that is everything. Oh yeah, quick update. Over the next couple days, I've got some days off. So hopefully be able to bring some cover chuggage. I'm gonna do a cover. So cheers guys, as always, rock out, be awesome, and I will see you in the next video. Oh wait, one more thing that you're all gonna need. Black Star. And skulls. Every guitar player needs skulls. Okay, see ya!